Hey y'all, this is Liana from Crafting by the Pound. Thank y'all so much for joining me for another video. I know I've been gone for a long time, but I am coming back with a bang. So we're getting ready to go over my Hobonichi Cousin Avec setup, and the Avec is 6 months out of 12, so this is 6 months, so it's half a year. So they don't get as thick as the OGs or the original Hobonichi Cousins. And this was complete a peer pressure buy. I saw Made with Southern Love post a spread of hers. If y'all don't know who she is, she's another shop owner. I saw hers on her stories, and I was just like, if I can get this planner to work for me, this will help my productivity reach the stars. And I really thought that I had kind of missed my chance in purchasing it, because I'm like, all that I was seeing was people who had already been in it. So I didn't even know there was a 6 month option until I started researching. I thought I could only get the year option, and I didn't want to get the yearbook and waste half the year. I mean, I knew I could repurpose the first half with month covers, date covers, number covers, all that, but I just didn't want to do all that work. So I found out about the Avex, and I just purchased that in the clear cover, and I just like, hopefully this works, because I was kind of in between planners at the time. I was I was in my horizontal classic happy planner, but I remembered, it jotted my memory on why I was no longer a disc person, and so I was really in the market for a new planner that would stand the test of time. And here's my hope that it ends up being the Hobonichi Cousins. So what I started off with this planner was that I had printed out A5 sticker sheets with the one side is this Hobonichi belongs to, kind of like when we used to be in school, when we used to get the school planners, and just in case I ever lose my planner, they know my name's in there, and their name isn't mine, so hopefully they contact me and let me know I lost my planner. And then on the other side, I decided to place my life verse, which is Philippians 4:13, which says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I did try to use a marker and hand letter it, but the spacing was wrong, the spelling was wrong. I think I messed up on strength at the end, and I figured just slap a sticker over it and it'll be great. And that ended up what happened. Now, the one thing I was afraid of is because I have used an A5 planner before, and I was just skeptical of if I was going to be able to, maneuver such a big sticker sheet size on a whole slab of paper. And luckily I was able to do it with no mishaps, or not many mishaps. This next spread, I am actually trying a Washi Dashboard. I have seen numerous amount of people do Washi Dashboards for traveler's notebooks or ring planners, and I've always wanted to try my hand at it, but it always looked like so much work. But I thought, since I am really just trying my hand at setting this planner up to work for me, why not try it? It can't hurt. It'll be a cool experiment to try, and I don't know, I just wanted to try it. It couldn't have hurt. So I tried my hand at it, and looking at it now and looking at it every day I look at my planner, I love it. I wish I would have done something differently, or added that type of coordination to some of the other planner setup spreads I have through this planner. But lesson learned. I now know that I can do it, and I can apply it down the road. Now, the stickers that I'll be putting down pretty much for the duration of this video were very much prototypes. I did not have a fleshed out idea of what I wanted. I kind of took what I used in my bullet journal and applied it to setting up this Hobonichi. So I knew for my bullet journal I need a key so that I know what certain symbols that I use mean. If I have a strike of amnesia or something like that, I can look. And like I said, this the cloud and the gray background color scheme was a design I used for my Over the Rainbow collection. So there wasn't really a rhyme or reason. Like I said, this was completely prototype, but if you look in my shop, I do now have Hobonichi setup kits or setup sticker sheets that you can purchase, you know, to use however you want, and they are themed and they are colorful. So yeah, I don't know how many people are, you know, how many Hobonichis you have, but they will definitely work. And the wonkiness of the coloring of these stickers are because I used the lowest setting or print quality for these stickers because I didn't really care. I just wanted to see if my dimensions were correct, and I just wanted to make sure that what I was putting down was how I wanted to set everything up. And so that's why the grays look very faded out and the font isn't the way it should be. But this really worked for my purposes in trying to figure out what exactly I was going to use this planner for, or what exactly I wanted this planner to look like going forward. Because if I did decide to purchase, let me see, what is it, January through June for 2022, then I definitely wanted to have an idea of how to set it up. When I did my bullet journaling, I very much went off the seat of my pants. I didn't really have a plan. It took me a few journals to actually figure out what I wanted to include in my bullet journal and setting up. And throughout the years, things have changed. I've added things, I've taken things away. I've completely just decided not to go a certain route, and so it takes time. But I think with the Hobonichi Cousins, I will say that the bullet journal very much influenced a lot of my decisions on what spreads I included or how I set up these early pages. And the sticky notes I saw, I can't believe, I don't want to say it was Lindsay Scribbles, but it was somebody I had watched that very much had sticky notes throughout the spread to notate what they were going to use each page for. And so that was pretty much my motivation to make sure I had a detailed description of what I was going to use each spread for. So that's where these sticky notes come into play. Now for this particular sheet or this particular spread, I am going to use, I think it's a year at a glance or the month at a glance. I'm going to use these spreads for my habits. In my bullet journal, I use habit trackers to notate habits, not habits, but notate certain things that I want to keep my eye on, or certain behaviors that I want to just see how frequently I do those behaviors. And so the habit wording or the habit script that I have up at the top is available in the shop as well. And I do have them in different fonts, so you don't have to particularly use this particular font if you don't want to. But I think I have since gone through the rest of the year with the habits, because if I'm seeing correctly, I stopped on November, and I think I went all the way into I don't know. I think I completed the year out, because I realized, because now we're in oh goodness, we are now in September. I don't even know what month it is. We are now in September, and I have since used this habit tracker setup for the entire 3 months since I've started using this planner. And so what I'm doing right now is I am actually be putting the English day initial next to the Japanese lettering, just so that I know what day it is. And because for visually, I have a problem with grids with faint lines. That's why I've never used a dot grid bullet journal, or I can't say never. The one time I did use a dot grid bullet journal, I had a super hard time seeing the parameters or dimensions, because the grid dots were messing with my eyesight. That's why I always went with a lined grid notebook, even though that bullet journal with the dot grid ended up being one of the cutest ones I've ever done. But it didn't last long because I just could not I couldn't see anything. But yeah, so the lines very much messed me up, and I tried my best to create distinctions between the lines or between the spaces so that I would know where, once I started completing certain habits, where I could actually put divots in to make sure I stayed on task. Oh, the stickers that I have actually put at the bottom of these months, which is the important sticker, are actually from the Passion Planner. And I can't even tell you what sticker book this was from because I kind of dismantled it. I will say that I don't very much care for their stickers. The the paper that they use for their stickers are not to my liking. Yeah, I just don't like it. And for the spacing of the stickers, I've used them in my Passion Planner. I don't know if they're meant only for the A5, but I have the medium Passion Planner, and I really don't care to use these stickers in my medium Passion Planner. So, I mean, yeah, I just now know that the stickers for Passion Planner won't really be anything I will use in the future, but they did come in handy for this particular video because I was able to slot something in that space down there because it was mostly for important dates. And now that I think about it, I don't know why I included that there, because that's what my monthly spread is all about, and I am very detailed in my monthly spread. So I don't know why I put that there, because except for the month of July, I have not put any important dates in. And plus there's not enough space for all the important dates I have in any given month. So yeah, that was something that I now know that I won't use. So I just have to figure out something else to put there once I get the next, the next AVEC, or maybe the Hobonichi 2022 for the whole year. I don't know yet, because at this point, my July through December Hobonichi Cousin AVEC is getting very thick. It is is looking very thick, and we still have 3 months to go. So I don't know how thick it's going to be, and if it gets any thicker, which I'm sure it will because I use stickers, I may just stick with the AVEC and not go for the year. So yeah. So what I was doing also was I was adding extra stuff to my key, or filling it in, I should say, and that's pretty much generic. If you've ever watched any of my bullet journal setups, then you know somewhat of what I put there. And so we're going to mosey on over to the actual monthly setup. And since June, I think at this moment was the last few days of June that I was filming this, because I was definitely setting up for July. I have this prototype monthly kit that I created because, like I said, I was trying to figure out the dimensions, make sure that everything was up to par, and if there was any tweaking that I needed for future Hobonichi Cousin monthly kits. And from this video, or from this setup, there was a few tweaks. As you can see, the June box is skinnier than it should be, and so I had to improvise, which the one thing I did love about using my classic Happy Planner was that I was very much able to figure out how to decoratively and functionally plan in my monthly section, because there was a time when I never used my monthly section in my planners, and I think that was probably one of the key factors in my productivity being as scrambled as it was. So the color coding system that I have, it changes every month. It depends on what markers I have on hand at that time, or if I can ever find my pencil pouch and find my highlighters. So I have a set of colors that I use for the different areas of my life, and whatever events that I have per those colors and per those areas, I color code them on the actual spread, and I go from there. So when I look at my planner once I'm all finished, I can actually see what I have going on and what's taking up the most of my time, what deadlines I have coming up, and if I can schedule more things on my calendar. And the one thing that I love the most about it is that it helps me with separation. So in color coding, I now know that Crafting by the Pound has this going on for this particular month, and I now know that I don't need to double schedule, or I have room to move things around if need be, because I now see what I have available. And that was a huge game changer, because I was literally going through life not remembering anything. It seemed it was not helpful at all to be trying to rely upon my memory or my perception of things to be successful, because some days I just ain't got it to do it. And if I see it in my planner, then I am, I'm not relying on myself, and I'm not stressing myself out, and I can go forward and actually take care of the thing because I see it, and I don't have to sit there and try to remember what I had in store for that week. And it's a beautiful thing also that when I'm planning my daily in the daily section of this planner, that I can actually go to the month, see what I have scheduled for that week, and put those things throughout the week on the daily section, and not have, and when I hit that day finally, or when I'm living out that day, I can see, okay, well, you have this at 8, you have this at noon, yada, yada, yada. This is a deadline. You need to have this up. And it's easier to do it that way than for me to be searching my brain of, did you do this? Is there anything you need to do for this day? It's easier, and it's less stressful. And I am able to very much free up some self-care time to be lazy or relaxed. And it is a game changer. So this planner has definitely done the job that I was hoping it would do. It has allowed me to very much organize my life better. I feel not so much more in control, but I feel like I am now able to take the world by storm, because I now know that my schedule does not dictate to me. I dictate to my schedule, if that makes sense. So this monthly spread is a prototype. This was me trying to figure out, again, how was I going to structure my monthly spreads going forward. And what I do for this spread is pretty much what I have done since. My next video for the Hobonichi Cousin should be coming out soon, and that will be my July monthly spread. So be on the lookout for that when it comes out, which means you have to subscribe and you have to hit that bell so that you are notified the next time I post a video. Or you could just follow me on Instagram and I will post about it, or join me on Patreon and I will definitely be posting the video there. So, however you want to do this, whatever works for you, whatever floats your boat. But so this spread pretty much is a prototype, or the standard that I have set for myself, and going forward and figuring out how I'm gonna set things up. And it really works for me. I can, on the sidebar, I have a list of things I need to do for my Patreon members every month, whether it's delivering Happy Mail, getting certain polls out, all that stuff, because my patrons really help me figure out some things that I have swimming around in my head pertaining to the shop, or some goodies I want to send their way. And if they're receptive of it, I definitely send it their way. So if you want extra goodies that are free to you, that you want sent to your house, definitely sign up for my Patreon. I send out Happy Mail every month, and you get other perks as well. So definitely join up. Sign-ups, or the link is in the description if you want to join. And it's always like, that's my little slice of creative community that I can just kind of, I don't know, it's a small community, and I'm able to stretch my creative muscles there, and it's not so much pressure, because I'm not having to, I don't really know, I can't really verbalize the freedom that it gives me, but it's I don't know, it's just an extra creative outlet for me, like YouTube is. And I guess there's no expectations over on Patreon. It's like I create and then I send to the patrons, or I communicate with my patrons and I bounce ideas off of them, and it's freeing. I don't have to deal with the algorithm or anything like that. It's just people are there because they want to support Crafting by the Pound, and that is a great a great environment and great feeling to have, to know that people are supporting you, and you know that when you post something to them that they see it and they can respond to it, and they don't have to be part of a certain demographic, or they don't have to be part of a certain age group, or there's no algorithm that's hiding your post from them. You know, the typical social media rant. But yeah, Patreon is for those who want to know all things about Crafting by the Pound without fear of missing out on anything. And it's a beautiful platform, and I'm great that I opened up a Patreon. And yeah, enough from my sentimental side. But yeah, if you want to join the Patreon and you want to have unencumbered, unhindered access to everything going on with Crafting by the Pound, definitely join there. There's three different tiers right now. I just opened up another tier, and yeah, you get amazing goodies every month, from sticker sheets to vinyl die cut stickers to art prints. Yeah, it's I don't know, for me personally, it's amazing, and I think each tier is priced reasonably and affordably, and yeah, it's an amazing experience over there. And I am so grateful for those who have joined and have been supporting since I've opened, and yeah, it's just amazing. So enough about Patreon. Sorry. But yeah, I love this spread. I mean, just looking at it now makes me want to start preparing for October, which doing this voiceover now, I haven't even done my monthly kit for October. I'm actually working on the template now for the monthly kit, because I have realized there are some things that I want to keep and some things I want to get rid of. So I don't want to do I want to do just the right amount of things for my monthly spreads. So now we're getting to the fun part. Now we're getting to that part where everything is getting ready to wrap up, and that usually comes in tabs. So I am very different from some people I have seen do tabs. I used to do my tabs on the side, but having multiple Bibles, they used to have tabs in it because I saw my mom use tabs and I thought I needed to have tabs. They rip pages if something snags on those tabs on the side. Now, for some reason, when you have tabs on the top, they don't cause as much damage. I mean, I've had some rip pages in my Bible when I've had tabs on top, but not as bad as having them on the side. So what I've done is I'm using these blank tabs to kind of just write some of the sections I have at the beginning, like my habits, my key, the year at a glance, the monthly section, and the daily and weekly section. And then I'll input the months as I go. And I cannot remember. No, okay, I did. I had to sit there and remember. I put the monthly tabs on the actual daily section because the daily section has the 30 days or 31 days per month. And I thought that was a better way to utilize those monthly stickers, because if I would have put in the weekly section, it wouldn't have made as much sense. Or if I put in the monthly section, it wouldn't have made as much sense because there's not enough space in between the months to warrant having tabs like that just all over the place. And so I decided to just use the monthly tabs for the daily section, and yeah, it works. Eventually I may do a flip through because there are some changes I've made to the back of the planner, because if you've ever had a Hobonichi, it does have a lot of sheets in the back that are full of Japanese wording, Japanese information, just stuff that I don't too much care about. So I did cover those pages up with a A5 grid sticker paper. So yeah, I may do a flip through soon, since, you know, we're kind of halfway through, or I'm kind of halfway through this planner, and it'd be cool to see, because my daily sections, I feel like I have gotten better at figuring out how I want to utilize those sections as well. And yeah, I mean, I'm honestly loving this planner. I've added some vinyl stickers and some nice not so vinyl stickers on the cover of this actual Hobonichi, and as well as on the plastic, and just to see how I liked both. And I think I would have liked it better if I would have covered completely the actual book cover, because I don't know if that's like a turquoise or like a light blue, but I didn't really like it. And when I started covering it up with stickers, I didn't like the way the stickers looked on it either. So maybe the next one I'll change it out. But yeah, I don't know. It's, you know, so many things up in the air, so many different changes I can make going forward. Crazy thing is that I had actually scheduled in my planner about the new Hobonichi launch, and I really thought it was premature. I did want to purchase from at the start of the launch, because, you know, yay, get something new, go all the way in and buy all the accessories and all the books. And I did want to try the A6, and I did want to try the Weeks, but that would have been irresponsible of me, because I may not have ever used it. And I'm getting to a point now where I am tired of having planners around me that I don't use, or I used for a month, and then they're now collecting dust. So I'm being very frugal and very intentional in the supplies that I acquire. And so I did refrain from purchasing anything. My AVEC is not finished yet. And who knows, maybe by the time December rolls around, the AVEC for January and for July ends up being cheaper or at a discount. I don't know. I'm really trying to take down my spending on supplies for these next coming months and into the new year. So, you know, that was a huge feat for me. But that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed the setup. I hope this setup inspired you for maybe not a Hobonichi Cousins, but maybe for a new planner that you're looking at to start, or maybe just to, you know, look at how you're planning, look at how you're setting things up and reworking things to fit you instead of what you see other people doing, or make it work for you and you not work for it. I hope that makes sense. And yeah, so thank you all so much for joining me for this video. Thank you so much for watching it all the way to the end. And I will talk to y'all all in another video. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.